large cracker, sometimes known as a matzah. For those of you in the Midwest, it's a big, oh, never mind. The cracker's held up in front of the spectator's face. The cannon is fired. A large boom ensues. The cracker breaks. The spectator opens the box, and inside the box is the spectator's watch. It's a lot of fun. We recommend it. The concept of putting out a magic set from Collector's Workshop has always intrigued us. But when Chuck Fain, two-time winner of the Magic Castle's Close-Up Magician of the Year, came to us with his 5 favorite pieces, we couldn't resist. So we put them all together in one set. We called it Instant Miracles, and they are that. Contained in here is the full manuscript of what is contained in the set, as well as a beautiful videotape with instructions, move-by-move sequences on each of the effects, and in fact a performing slice of Chuck's act that I think you'll find just absolutely wonderful. There are 5 such effects, and I will not detail them except to say that perhaps there are 2 real flagships of this particular set. One of them is a simple, straightforward, and absolutely wonderful cups and balls routine using these cups that we fabricated specially for this routine. Now you may notice that they are brass, they're spun out of brass. The insides have been carefully coated, they're black. These are beautiful cups. They are modeled almost, but not quite, after the Paul Fox cup. And we have found them to be exceptionally useful and easily handled. The finale is done with 3 limes. These are artificial limes that come with the set. Everything you need for the 5 effects is included in both the tape and the manuscript, including Chuck's unbelievable card-on-seat routine. That alone is worth the price of the set, and we commend all of these effects to your attention. We're now, as we tape this, into our 4th year of the World Magic Summit, the yearly convention held in Arlington, Virginia, that has attracted people from all over the world. The first 3 years of that convention have been recorded in considerable detail in 3 extraordinary tapes. The first 2, produced by Magicians Video Network, run almost 2 hours each and contain highlights from the various performers, including, among others, Rocco, Scotty York, Bob Sheets, Juan Tamariz, Yuji Yamamoto from Japan, John Ferrantino, Harry Blackstone, Brett Daniels, and that was just part, about 1/10 of year 1. Year 2, we have, among others, Chuck Fain, Michael Finney, Paul Daniels, and the Pendragons. Again, some 2 hours worth of extraordinary material. Year 3, to date, is contained in an 18-minute summary tape where snips and highlights of the entire week have been put to music, and it's a really fun tape. We suggest that for your consideration. And the other tape that we offer is a remarkable compiling of memories of Blackstone Sr. This is a tape where George Johnstone, Jay Marshall, Nick Ruggiero, and Joel Ray sat down to talk over their favorite recollections of that terrific guy. So it's a great tape, and we think all of these might well add to the literature of your collection. Hold the ring and the card together, because I'm going to cause the card to travel over into this empty card box. Check it out. Great. Now, here we go. At the count of 3, the card will travel. Watch closely. Count of 3, drop the handkerchief. 1, 2, drop them. Bummer. So where are y'all from? This is what we call in the magic business a situation. Okay? But never a problem. Never a problem, Betty, because Betsy, because we've got a prize for everybody up here on the Magic Dealer Day stage. A nice, shiny quarter. That's not the prize. There's your prize, Betsy. Tens of dollars of gumballs just waiting for the intervention of your hand. Take the quarter, Betsy. Place it inside the gumball machine. Turn the crank as far as it will go until it will go no further. Open the little door. And inside... What the hell is that? Okay. Okay? What was the serial number of the dollar bill you gave me just moments ago? Okay, buy that at Joe Stevens. I'll give you another try. Another try. Place the little quarter in the slot, turn the machine as far as it'll go until it'll go no further. Open up the little door, remove the gumball, and tell this audience precisely what's inside that gumball.
A cheap ring.
All right. How many in the audience know exactly what Betsy's ring looks like? Nobody. What's the difference? All right. I'll give you one more try. After this, you're out of the act. Give another try. Put the quarter in the gumball machine. Turn the crank as far as it will go. Until go no further. Open the little door. Open it up. How do you do?
Yep, that's it.
A nice hand for Betty. Thank you very much. Thank you. The effect is very simple. An individual, a woman normally, is asked on stage. She sits down in a chair next to you, and you tell her in the audience that you intend to reverse the tables. That is, she will be the magician, and you will be the spectator. At this point, you take the cards, you select the card, the routine progresses, and ultimately, the card is found underneath the spectator. That is, she is sitting on it.
Say the magic words.
Magic words. Do you know what you have done?
Do you know what you've done?
You've made the card.
You've made the card.
Disappear.
Disappear.
Yeah? That's unbelievable. That's incredible. That's a great trick. That's really good. And do you know where it is?
And do you know where it is?
No. I'm sitting on it.
I'm sitting on it.
Hmm?
I'm sitting on it.
Show 'em. A nice hand. Thank you very much. Come on, nice hand for Betty. Chronologue is our attempt to provide a very different sort of card effect. You ask someone to think of any date in the year. They do so. You hand them your calendar. They open the calendar to the date they thought of, and as they do, they notice that you have written a different card in every day of the year. 365 days, 7 decks of cards spread sporadically through the book. They can note that in no way is any card repeated on any given page, although obviously one has utilized 7 decks of cards throughout the book. There will be certain repeats, but not on the same page. They open to the date they selected. They note the card was chosen, at which point you bring the deck, book back from them, open up an envelope and they find that in that envelope, having chosen the 4 of diamonds, that's the card that's in the envelope. From the private files of Dr. Stanley Jacks, we took an effect called Jacks Are Better. The effect is as follows. A series of calling cards is handed out to individuals in the audience. They inscribe a diagram, a little picture, something they'll recognize again, and they put their initials at the bottom of the card. The card is then taken by one of the spectators, placed in an envelope, and the envelope is placed crosswise between these 2 metal plates. The plates are sealed and held up by a spectator in pendulum fashion. Swung back and forth by the spectator, the performer is able to discern perfectly both the shape of the object and the initials below it. It's called Jacks or Better. Several years ago, my wife and I visited Venice. We were privileged to see the very lovely clock in San Marco Square. I decided then to develop an effect that would remind us of that time. We're going to use for this purpose 12 cards that I've taken out of the deck, and assume for our purposes that the spectator, who makes a free selection, has chosen the 6 of spades. Now let's assume, therefore, that the cards are the numbers on the clock, and that all we need to do is deal them down in a circle as if they were the numbers of the clock. Assume this is the center of the clock, these are the numbers surrounding it, and this will be the hand of the clock. Now, watch the magic. You see, the clock begins to move counterclockwise, looking, searching, attempting to find one card that has, for some reason or another, been selected from all the others. It hesitates a moment, but that apparently is not the right card. It keeps on moving, attempting to find the one selected card. The hand has come to rest pointing to one card, and we find that, in fact, that is the 6 of spades. This is called the Clock of San Marco Square. It's entirely self-contained, requires no slights. We think it's a very strong commercial effect. This fine cherry wood clock is more than just a simple magic effect. This is a nice piece of furniture you'll enjoy having in your home or your office. But of course, it's also a marvelous performing effect. Gift of time, we call it. And it is the granddaddy, if you wish, of all the prediction time effects. The clock sits on a table. You cover it with a cloth. You set a time, at which point the spectator is asked to think of any time meaningful to him. The time is announced. The performer removes the cloth from the clock, and sure enough, the precise time predicted shows up on the clock. And for those of you who prefer not to wear a wristwatch and might like to carry around a Big Ben alarm clock, this is called perfect clock. It's precisely the same effect as perfect time, but done with a large bell alarm clock for visibility purposes. Still an excellent effect. Perfect clock. Badlands Bob. It's a great pocket trick. I've had a lot of success with these over the years, and I think you'll enjoy it. Basically, it's a little wooden box containing a die with a lucite top. No matter how much one shakes it or does anything else to this box, the little die is not going to be changed. It's not going to be changed in the box. It simply can't move past the number showing, number 6. However, of course, as you might suspect, the magician asks the audience what number they'd like to see come up. Upon receiving the chosen number, for example, 2, he gives the box a shake, and believe it or not, there's number 2, and that's